had the best of intentions of getting the show done at an appropriate time. Well, I guess they're all appropriate. It just depends on where my brain is. Sometimes I need a nap. Today I didn't. I might get one later. I don't know. But all I know is that I'm preparing the show. I start rolling the theme. I feel good. I've got a 2 o'clock meeting that I have to be at. Well, it's a Zoom meeting. God forbid if I actually had to leave the house and see anyone. But Kabubi Rich says, is this free Patreon content? I think it is. I think this is actually free Patreon content. I had posted this, what I thought was a normal post to Patreon. And then I'm like, this might be going out to people that are not on Patreon. Well, I'll make lemons. Wait a minute. I'll make lemonade. This is an example of what happens normally on a Friday on Patreon. And it might not be such a great example because as I started to talk, I started to hear the whimperings of a sweet little 2-year-old English bulldog whining. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this. But nevertheless, we will try. I will survive. I just did my, I did earlier my radio show on Big 101.3 from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Voice tracked on the almighty Big 101.3. Little inside radio for you. Rob Brandt, who for years was on WLAV, and then all of a sudden, I guess I don't know what the hell happened there. All I know is that Rob was gone from LAV. I'm trying to actually maintain a relationship with someone. Rob got a job. A lot of people have asked, whatever happened to Rob Brandt? Rob got a gig doing part-time on WLLZ in Detroit, and then just recently got moved into a full-time position on WLLZ in Detroit. And then I was voice tracking on Big 101.3, and I see Rob on in mornings on Big 101.3. Like his voice tracks were already, I'm like, wait, what's going on? Well, the guy who normally does mornings LT was off, and they had Rob fill in. So that's fucking cool. So I call him up the other day, and I'm like, hey, so that was neat. This guy's voice might be, it's the type of voice that when I hear it, I'm incredibly intimidated, okay? I describe it as voice of God. I don't know. He must have an enormous dick, this guy. As Maureen and Stevie have a nice private conversation about dogs. It's a great feeling when you're doing a show and people are having their own conversations right in front of your fucking face. Anyway, Rob is I'm talking to him and I'm like, my dick feels like it's 1 inch long when I'm talking to Rob Brandt. And Jesus, it is to hear him, and I go, so Rob, what are you doing these days? Well, I've been I voice track 5 stations. Rob literally he's like on in all of the big markets now. Rob Brandt on in Detroit, Salt Lake City, New York City, Houston, whatever. And this is the new trend. You get the biggest, best voices, and you put them on as many radio stations as you can. So he'll spend significant time every day voice tracking on radio stations. And it works out for him. And the radio company saves the cheddar until AI takes over, which is on the horizon. I don't, it's eventually they're just going to replace everybody with robot voices, which is prophetic because remember when I did that gag when I said they stole my voice and put it on Big 101.3? That was before AI voice ever was even being discussed as a possibility. Dave says, like former announcer Ross Mitchell on Coast to Coast AM. I'll have to take your word for it because I don't know who the hell that is. So, yeah, Rob is just incredible. Good guy, too. All right. There is rumors that the Detroit Lions are pairing up with someone that I'm a little shocked that they would pair up with. Was trending on X today. Something about a new celebrity that I'm going to go right to it. They posted a video that, I don't know, man. I don't know if they want to hitch their wagon to this guy. But there's a video circulating and numerous legends from Detroit, both present and past, sit down on the turf at Ford Field on chairs. And you got Barry Sanders and you got David Montgomery is on there as part of this group. And Dan Campbell. That's what I remember off the top of my head. This is like a teaser video of something that's going to be happening with the Lions. So we pick it up from their site. So there's Motor City Dan, and there's David Montgomery. And I don't know who the other guy is. Oh, wait a minute. Yep. Calvin Johnson, Barry Sanders, David Montgomery, Motor City Dan Campbell, and Kid Rock. Why do they why do people keep inviting this guy to shit? Why do you want to hitch your wagon to Bob Ritchie? I cannot believe that I ever actually liked Kid Rock. It embarrasses me when I think back to that part of my life. But, honestly, he was just a guy that made the music that I liked back then. So I was a little bit disgusted with that. It's bad enough that Dan Campbell was like falling all over himself when it comes to what's his name? Hulk Hogan. But Kid Rock, come on, man. I thought you still liked him. Well, let's put it this way. There are some songs that I like, but I don't like that I like them. In fact, I would even go as far as to say that I like a lot of his music, but I don't listen to it anymore like I used to. And when I do, I'm always like, feels like I'm enjoying a guilty pleasure, even more so than a guilty pleasure. And I don't seek it out at all. And then it isn't because of his style of music or how he performs music, because I still say that he has a solid writing ability. I say he sings fairly well, and he's taught himself how to play musical instruments. I should like someone like that who's self-made. But he's such a cocksucker that I can't really do that anymore. He's just too much of an asshole. Hell, people say that about me. That's why I lose audience members. Like, you're too much of an asshole. Well, I guess maybe Kid Rock and I have a lot in common. But no thanks. I mean, they have Eminem. Everybody likes Eminem. I don't like Eminem's music, and I like Eminem. I love that Eminem is an ambassador for the Lions. And I don't even listen to his fucking bullshit music. But Kid Rock, come on. It was a massive earthquake that affected thousands of people in Thailand and I think, how do I say it? Myanmar, which is one of those countries that I think used to be known as something else. Southeast Asia. Hundreds of miles of destruction. This is a 7.7 magnitude earthquake on the Richter scale. Some intensely frightening footage that was shared. Some skyscraper that was 30 to 40 stories tall that they were in the process of building precariously stood and then eventually did collapse. And that's a frightening thing. This is that video. For people who are triggered by 9/11 footage, this is going to do it because it looks and sounds just like it.
เฮ้ยข้างบนแม่งแกว่งแล้วเฮ้ยเฮียโอ้ยสัตว์โอ้ยไอ้เฮียเฮ้ย
More than one angle. That was the first
โอ้
one.
ยเย็นแม่โอ้ยเฮียอะไรวะเนี่ย
All these workers are running away. They're all freaked out.
เฮ้ยโดนวิ่งกันชิบหายเลยเฮ้ย
Dust cloud. That reminds us of. It's even closer. They're like working on the construction site. When the shit hits the fan. My God. Now all we need to do is have people in the U.S. say that this was an inside job. Isn't that what happened after the Twin Towers fell? Yeah, those were planned explosions. You didn't actually see planes fly into those buildings. So a ton of people dead. Branjo says, Kid Rock. No, I was talking about Eminem. Sorry. I can't see all the comments on today's show. Because of, wait, maybe I can. Top chat. No, I can't. Yeah, I obviously did something wrong when I put this, when I published this show. Megan says, I just want you to know that you've been making Brian laugh. Now, that is Megan's husband. And I would like to know specifics. What in the world could I have possibly have said that made Brian laugh? Who, when one of the first times I ever had a conversation with Brian was at the YMCA. And I don't remember it particularly. He had to remind me of what it was. I knew I had interacted with him, but he remembers the exact things that were said because he had said to me, oh, yeah, I'm Megan's husband. My wife thinks you're funny. And so I go, oh, yeah? Well, what about you? And I don't remember what he said, but he didn't say, I think you're funny too. I know that. And then Megan said that, but he doesn't think that I'm funny. Like she said that Brian doesn't think that she's funny. And well, you're funny. Come on now. Megan says that talking shit about Kid Rock made Brian laugh. Well, that's good. As much shit as we talk about Kid Rock, he still does do a lot of good. I'll give him that, because he's the type of guy that says, yeah, only people who hate me just talk terribly. They don't ever say anything nice about me. Kid Rock does do a lot for various communities. He does a lot of shit that's terrible. So in a lot of ways, I can relate to that. I mean, because I'm an asshole quite a bit, and then I'll do something nice. So I kind of can relate to that. But I still think he's too fucked up to be associated with the Lions, if you want my honest opinion. I think that hurts them. By the way, you can see Darla's sweet little face behind me right now. And as she wanders around here, she just gave me another loud whimper, which ultimately means that we might be scraping the bottom of the barrel early on this show, and I really hope not, because I've got a lot more things that I would like to talk about. For example, this was sent along by my pal Mike Ball, one of the biggest baseball fans that exists in the world. And the baseball season has gotten underway. The announcers here that are announcing this game between, it looks like the Phillies and maybe the Blue Jays. I don't know. The announcers are oblivious to the guy on the phone here with the red hat in the front row at this ballpark. And they're kind of doing their announcing thing, and they don't really pay him any mind. But if you're watching on TV, you see it, and it's like, oh, my God. I'm guessing he's talking to one of his bro friends who's daring him to do something. Next to the guy is his significant other. She kind of tries to stop
Roger and Debbie Clemens were there. Cody's in-laws were there. My wife and my brother and his wife were there. It was good show. And that's the beauty of this bullpen this year, how many different looks they have out of that bullpen.
He moons the crowd, or he moons the audience. That's really unbelievable. Not that different than what I did on Who Are These Broadcasters? However, I did it for a reason. We had some people that were talking politics, and it was so boring I had to do that. And when I did it, I actually showed my taint and the underside of my balls. That's how deep of a moon it was.
Bullpen left.
I mean, if you're going to moon somebody, it's one thing to show the crack of your ass fully exposed like this guy. But if you really want to go hard, you got to really drop him down to where your whole, like the people that are facing him will be able to see his bush and balls and dick. And then you bend over and spread your ass cheeks wide. Now that is a full-on moon. That's what you want
out of that bullpen. Lefties, righties, power.
That power.
Roger and Debbie Clemens.
Oh, that's a puker, that announcer right there. Well, that's just fantastic. That is a wonderful moment. And we have one day of baseball coverage in the books here on the Eric Zane Show podcast. And the only thing that I've talked about is that guy mooning the camera, because it's the first game of 162. The Tigers lost to the Dodgers, and nobody gives a shit because there's 162 games. I am, to this day, mystified by any human being who at this point of the 162 games is excited. I was doing the radio show this morning, and the powers that be sent along a bunch of audio clips for me to play from the Detroit Tigers game, a game in which they lost. Now, even if they had won, I don't want to play those clips unless it's a walk-off home run or a fight. And neither of those things. They didn't win. There was no walk-off home run to get the win, and there was no fist fight. Thus, no one cares. I will say this. It's better now that there's the pitch clocks and the batter clocks or whatever the hell. It is better. And the Tigers did finish last year on an absolute tear. And they did win a playoff series. Was it the wild card series against Houston? And then they lost against somebody. It doesn't matter. Cleveland, I think. That's how I do sports. And JC says, why do you do it like that? I go, well, you can only talk about it when it's interesting. If it's not interesting, like if they lose or they're out of the playoffs, no one gives a shit. Like the Red Wings. I don't talk about the fucking Red Wings. They suck. They need to fire Steve Yzerman. There, I said it. Get rid of that guy. He sucks. He has no idea how to build a hockey team, obviously. Fuck Steve Yzerman. The Pistons are good. The mayor of Lumberton, New Jersey, is a drunk bitch, and on St. Patty's Day, however many days ago that was, 11 days ago, and what do you call it? Body cam footage is now emerging. The mayor of Lumberton, New Jersey, was driving to pick up her kid from daycare. And she was all fucked up. And she's driving all over the road, and people are shooting video of this car, and they're calling it in. We got a drunk bitch. She gets to the daycare, gets the kid. She puts the kid in the car, and then she's driving home, weaving in and out of traffic, greasing the curb, hitting garbage cans, hitting mailboxes. Everybody in Lumberton is shooting video of this drunk woman. She pulls into the side street to get to her house. The kids are scurrying off the road because this drunk bitch is coming down the road, and everybody's sick of this crazy drunk woman driving drunk. The cops have already been called. The cops meet her at the house. She's like, hey, what's going on, guys? What's up? And, let's get into the story that accompanies this about this.
Now,
this
police
woman.
responded to Mayor Gina LaPlaca's home after a concerned resident called 911. Describing the mayor's driving as erratic. In the video, we can see police officers ask LaPlaca to perform a few sobriety tests. She was unsuccessful and moments later arrested. Let's take a look. Police body camera video paints a picture of Lumberton Mayor Gina LaPlaca's recent DUI arrest. In the video, we see officers get out of their vehicle at 5:40 p.m. on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, and approach Mayor LaPlaca in her driveway.
You all right?
Officers wait as she takes her
all
child
right?
out of the
No.
car, who she had just picked up from daycare. LaPlaca is seen not once, but twice, losing her balance. The passenger door window of her car is visibly damaged.
The kid has already wandered into the house. This is a little kid in a car. So he's like, oh, shit, mom's drunk again.
We got lots of calls where we had multiple calls.
Oh, really?
That you ran a red light and you were swerving.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What happened in the mirror here?
Officers tell LaPlaca they were called by a
Car's all
concerned
fucked
resident
up.
who saw
So
her
she was driving it
erratically.
like Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Wolf of Wall Street.
Outside her home, moments later, officers have LaPlaca perform a field sobriety test. In the video, you can see her once again stumble and lose her balance as she is asked
Look at
to
this.
stand
This
on
is
one
in
leg.
front of her house. All the neighbors are shooting video, looking at this stupid
LaPlaca
idiot.
is taken into custody and charged with driving.
Here
up
she's
LaPlaca,
crying.
Perform a field sobriety test. In the video, you can see her once again stumble and lose her balance as she is asked to stand on one leg.
I know, that's okay.
LaPlaca is taken into custody and charged with driving under the influence and other related offenses. Inside LaPlaca's vehicle, according to police, officers found a water bottle with alcohol as well as a small liquor bottle.
Since your blood alcohol level was so high, we'll have to take you to the hospital.
Since your blood alcohol is so high, we got to take you to the hospital.
All they're going to do is just check you out, and then most likely you'll just be released.
Back at the police station,
We received multiple videos of you swerving in and out of traffic or breaking the center line.
officers lay out the charges and they tell her they have cell phone video of the erratic driving. During a Lumberton Township committee last week, the community and a member of the committee requested LaPlaca to resign. After her arrest, LaPlaca's husband said his wife has struggled with addiction.
Yeah.
Live in the newsroom, Shay.
She's got the thirst. This is what you call the rock bottom moment, okay? So they demanded that she resign. She'll have to resign, probably. And then this is going to be expensive. But hey, hopefully the stupid bitch will figure out that she has to stop drinking. And she hasn't killed anybody, and she's still alive. This is okay. Doesn't seem like it right now, but this is a perfect opportunity for you to turn your life around. You're going to hate these next few weeks, months, maybe even years. But ultimately, you either fix it or die. Those are your choices. Not everybody gets it. I wish her the best. Folks, I'm out of time. Darla's wanting to go outside. I got to let her outside. I apologize for this. I expected to go longer, but I do have a meeting. Well, only a few minutes longer because I have a meeting at 2. Subtext. Sorry, Mayor. Too many videos of this one to bury it. Oh, so true. Good God. Okay, you folks have a great weekend. I appreciate you. You've made my podcasting dreams come true for yet another week. We will hit show 1,500 on Tuesday of next week. That's exciting, isn't it? 1,500 free shows and 1,500 Patreon shows. Holy shit. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. Have a good, safe weekend, and I will talk to you all on Monday. Bye-bye.